The latest one was you were talking about the report that you guys issued today from Nigel Hannaford about Impact and Innovation Canada. And I've been very curious about this, John, for quite some time because I've been talking about this unit, which is in the Privy Council Office of Canada. And I kind of know what they are, but this report cleared a lot of things up. So if you will, could you please discuss what this unit is exactly based upon Nigel's report today?
So the Impact and Innovation Unit is operated out of the Privy Council Office, which is the bureaucratic equivalent to the Prime Minister's office. So you've got the Prime Minister's office is political, is for the Prime Minister who's elected. Privy Council Office is the apex of our federal bureaucracy that employs hundreds of thousands of people. And so the Impact and Innovation Unit uses behavioral science to craft the government's messages. And so they will, for example, test different messages. They will do focus groups. They will see how Canadians respond to different headlines. And all of this is, you could argue it's just a matter of good communications. Like a nonprofit will try its very best to craft the most persuasive, compelling message possible to get people to donate money or to influence public policy change. Political parties, I'm sure, are using focus groups all the time to see what wording works better, which words to avoid, which words to use. The troubling thing about this, though, is that a lot of things are up for debate. I mean, whether lockdowns were doing more harm than good was not a resolved question. Whether the vaccine was safe or effective or both or neither was very much up for debate. And so this Impact and Innovation Unit, the IIU, was already busy with the government's message that the vaccine is safe and effective, so get vaccinated. They were working on that message in focus groups even before the vaccine became available to the public. And then once it became, once there were reports emerging about people dying after getting injected with the COVID vaccine, they stayed on course with those messages. And I'll give you a brief example of what they regard as true statements. So here's kind of their parameters for true statements. Masks prevent COVID spread. COVID threatens children. The COVID vaccine stops the spread of COVID. The COVID vaccine is superior to natural immunity. The COVID vaccine has not impacted death rates amongst athletes. Media have reported accurately on COVID's fatality rate. To rush the COVID vaccines to market, pharmaceutical companies did not take any shortcuts that compromise vaccine safety. So that was their message. Those were the marching orders. And so our tax dollars were used to the tune of millions to have these focus groups and the development of the government's message.
So how were these messages deployed? Were they deployed primarily by the politicians in press conferences, those daily things they would do at 11 o'clock in the morning? Okay, here's what we have. Were they deployed with the help of the media? Were they deployed through programs the government offered, advertising? What exactly was their deployment message or method?
All of the above that you just mentioned. Stumbled across an interesting Toronto Star column by Susan Delacourt from February 2021, and this is quite apropos. She writes, quote, and this is probably somebody who probably supports the mandatory vaccination policies and, kicking kids out of university for not taking it and firing people from their jobs.
I'm well aware of her.
Not allowed to travel, etc.
Yep.
So here, coming from somebody who kind of probably supports this, when Trudeau and the premiers use their podiums, their words don't just come from hunch or political instincts. Reams of behavioral data is being collected by government throughout the pandemic, on everything from people's general emotions about COVID to their willingness to get vaccinated. Regarding herd immunity, she writes, medical science handles the immunity part of that equation. Behavioral scientists have to build the herd. And she says that this massive social science experiment may have given government important clues on how to modify citizens' behavior for other big global issues, such as climate change, for instance.
Mm-hmm.